This is Lawrence D. Adams, and I am actually live at a very nice location. I'm gonna see if I can get a good scenic route. Wait for everybody to come in. Make sure I watch myself while I go over here. But I'm gonna go back and sit down. Today we're gonna talk some game today. Some game. Some game. You should be able to see me, hear me. Salute. Salute everyone. This is Lawrence D. Adams. I'm actually live. I'm gonna be careful because this is like they need to put something over this, be honest with you. But salute to everyone. I am live today. Waiting for everybody to come up. Let me know you're in the chat room. You should be able to hear me clearly. I got the wind thing, so it shouldn't be a problem. I might have put this over here on this side. But yeah, salute, man. I'm gonna throw some game out here in this place right quick. Man, I want to talk about something that's been happening, man. This whole thing with these men are just sensitive. You should be able to hear me. I got a good signal out here. Salute everyone. Salute. So yeah, let me get in this shot. Talk about these men. I don't even know what to say. I don't know if something is in the water. I don't know what's going on, but I want to definitely talk about. I don't know, maybe just because I'm aware of it, or if I encounter so many men that are sensitive or who are emotional, who are just emotionally driven. I never seen so many men who are just so emotionally. What's going on? What's going on? Beam me up, LDA. What's going on, man? I got to talk about this today. It's in social media. I don't know if something is imbalanced in the universe. I don't know what's going on. I was talking to a big YouTuber, not YouTuber, Instagrammer, and we were sort of chit-chatting about it. What is it that's going on that we have an influx of men who are overly sensitive, who are overly in their emotions, who are overly triggered, who are overly just want to get their feelings about everything. I experienced it yesterday. Somebody got into my DMs and got sensitive. I don't know what it is or what's going on, what's in the water, what's in the medicine, what's in the air, that we have so many men who are just sensitive. Nice shirt. Appreciate that. Thank you, brother. But we have a lot of men who are just sensitive, who are just overly sensitive, overly in their feelings, overly just too much. And I say, maybe because they were raised by their mothers. Maybe because of the lack of fathers. Maybe it's because of what's in the water. But what is it that we see an influx of men who have embraced their emotions, but now they have forgotten their logic? Let me say that again. We have a lot of men who have embraced their emotions, but have in turn forgotten their basic logic, how to think clearly, how to reason. What have we done that we have caused men to forget how to think? In this day and age, you almost can't tell the emotions of a man from that of a woman. Salute, what's going on, these nuts? We cannot tell the difference between the emotions of a man and that of a woman. Let me say that again. It's almost sad, the amount of men. Don't get me wrong, we have feelings. We feel things. Don't get me wrong. But what happens is I'm seeing more men in this day and age who are leading by their feelings and not leading by their thinking. Definitely a lack of fathers. Yeah, definitely a lack of fathers. But are not leading by what they feel. I don't know if it's me or what's going on, but I'm seeing this too much of it on social media. And it's not just on social media, it's behind closed doors. I'm seeing a lot of men who are leading by their feelings and not by their logic. One of the things I love about watching the old mafia movies or people who were in that life, it was a thinking man's game. What's going on? Choose choose your eyes and listen to the sound like women talking. Yeah, good. What's going on, Red? It's a lot of wind out here. Y'all probably, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but the breeze just went through. But what I've seen is when I watch those movies or people who are trying to figure logical movies, it was always the ones who outthought the person who got emotional. Let me say that again. It's always the ones who's able to think who won the prize, not the one who got emotional. And what I've noticed is in this day and age, these modern men, they are emotionally driven. I think when I was in college back in the early 90s, one of the narratives that they would push it was for men to get into their feelings, to get in touch with how they feel. They might even go back even further back into the 80s and the 70s, that the men were need to be emotionally available. And then there was a song about we need a man that's sensitivity by Ralph Trespass. Then it was, men just don't know how to feel. And so it made women feel a certain way. Well, you know what? These men don't have any emotions. They're just being this way. But what I've noticed is the pendulum has went so far that men are going to the left that they don't even think anymore. They don't know how to process what they feel. Don't get me wrong. I get mad. I get upset. Things bother me. I understand that. But what I've learned to do, and I think this is the problem right here, a lot of men have not been taught on how to process their feelings. Let me say that again. A lot of men have not been taught on how to process what they feel. So the first thing they do is jump on a train and go haywire because no one's taught them how to process their anger, how to process their lust, how to process when things don't go right, how to process their problems, how to process when people talk about them. When I was younger, it was the biggest thing. If somebody talked about your mama, you was about to fight. Your mama don't even care if somebody's talking about her. She's your mama. That was the biggest thing. People get into a fight. You said something about my mama? So you go around the corner and do law like this. What you say about my mama? What you say about my mama? What you say about my mama? Your mama ain't even at school with you. What I've noticed is a lot of people, a lot of men have not learned how to process their feelings and when things are not going their way. How to process your feelings. How does a man process his feelings? A man does not process his feelings the same way a woman does. Let me help you guys on how a woman processes her feelings. A woman processes her feelings how? She normally processes her feelings by talking at the same time about her feelings. Let me say that again. So a woman would do, she would process her feelings by talking about the feelings. She'll talk about what I feel this way and I feel that way. Johnny shouldn't have did that. Tommy did that and Sarah did that. She'll process her feelings in the process of talking them out, but she's not looking for you to solve her issues. Let me say that again, because some of y'all don't know when women are processing their feelings and you think as a man, you're supposed to solve them. All she wants you to do is listen. I'm giving you game right there. Let me say that again. Women process their feelings by talking through them at the same time, feeling them. And many times she's not looking for an answer. She is looking for your ear. And what happens when we mess up, we come in, we try to come and solve where she said the problem is when all she's doing is processing her feelings. But how does a man process? How does a man process his feelings? We have seen men process their feelings several ways that are incorrect in this society. We process our feelings many times. We go into our internal cave. What do I mean we go into our internal cave? We go inside of ourselves. And same men also, some men also shut, yeah, men, what we do when we, thank you, I was about to get there. What we do is we shut down our feelings. We shut down. We go into a mode where we go into our, I call it our internal cave, where we say, I feel this and I don't like feeling this. Why am I feeling this way? And we shut down so that we can feel our feelings, but then we need to what? Take our logic and deal with what's going on. So one of the things that rob men is they don't take time to process what's going on. They immediately respond, or they allow their emotions to dictate their actions. And so we're in the advent of men being emotional. Not being, let me say, emotionally responding to things. There's nothing wrong with men having emotions, but the problem is when men lead with their emotions and not lead with their logic. Yes, we totally shut down, ready to undercut somebody, right? Or we're ready to, right. And so what happens is, it is so important. Let me get in this, make sure I don't go too far, because I want to go off the cliff over here. It is so important that men say, help me, teach me to process my feelings. Let me jump over here so y'all can, I'm gonna get the right lighting. There we go. Let me raise this up right quick. Right quick, 1 second. Let me raise this, get into it so I can get the right lighting, because my lighting was not right. So the thing we have to do is, we got to say, teach me to process my feelings. Men, it is okay. Don't allow your ego to get in the way. And you need to say, hey, it is okay, and don't allow your ego to get in the way. I don't know how to process my feelings. When we see these shootings, when we see these men doing different things, we got to question, where did they learn how to get so emotional? Where did they learn that from? Who taught them how to be a man? One of the biggest things, let me tell you how I learned to process my feelings. I watch older men on how they how they moved. Let me say that. I'm gonna say what I did. I watch, I don't know what happened is. Let me get over here because it's getting windy. Because I don't want this to tip over. In 1 second, raise it. I watch older men on how they process their feelings. What do you mean, LDA? I watch as older men, when they deal with challenges, they deal with their women, they deal with problems. What did they do? Did they immediately react to what was going on? Or did they say, let me think about this? Sometimes it's okay not to have the answer immediately. So I had to learn from older men how to process my feelings, how to process what was going on with me, or how they did things. We learn by example. Then the other thing is, let me say this, because I'm helping some of my guys out. When we talk about processing your feelings as a man, the reason why y'all like to pimp and all like that and all that stuff like that is because he has his feelings in check. He is not moved by what the woman is saying. Uh-oh. When a man knows how to process his feelings, he does not allow anyone to get him in his feelings. Let me say that again. The man who has processed his feelings does not allow anyone to get him in his feelings. His mother, his sister, his girlfriend, his wife, his children, he allows no one to get him in his feelings. And when you don't allow anyone to get in your feelings, you become unstoppable. You actually become dangerous. Let me say that again. You become dangerous when you don't allow anybody to get you in your feelings. You become dangerous. You become dangerous to everyone around you. You know why? Because they cannot figure out. Meditation is one way. Yep, that's one way I use too. But you become dangerous when you don't allow anyone to manipulate your feelings or to trigger your feelings or to get you in your feelings. Then they don't know how to react. Y'all talking about real game? That's where the real game is. But what we happen is now we have men who are predictable because we know there's certain things that we can say, certain things that we can do to get you in your feelings. Let me say that again. Men are now become predictable because all we got to do is say something about your wife. All we got to do is say something about you on social media. All we got to do is say something that you don't like. And guess what? I can control you. Y'all talking about this next level gentleman and renaissance man, and y'all want this game and everything like that. The biggest thing that you can do as a man is to not allow, battery went low. There we go. The biggest thing that you can do now is not allow anyone to get you in your feelings. The biggest thing, Will Smith, classic example. Classic example. Will Smith got into his feelings. Instead of being calculated, you become dangerous when you're calculated as a man. What happens is we have a lot of men that are not dangerous. They are dangerous, but they are dangerous to everyone around them. Let me get over here let me get over here. We have a lot of men that are dangerous, but they're dangerous to everyone around them because they get caught in their emotions. They get caught into their feelings. They get caught if you say something about you said something about my neighborhood, and you own nothing in the neighborhood. You said something about my woman, and your woman don't even like you. And if you go to jail, guess what? She gonna be with a dude that you had something with beef with. Trust me, I know. The most dangerous man is the man that you cannot read, where you don't know what he's thinking and his emotions are not involved. Actually, women are attracted to the man who understands his emotions, but are not moved by his emotions. Because now she can rest in her femininity. We have so tainted with we have so tainted this thing by saying men toxic masculinity, but we forgot the real toxic. When we define it to toxic masculinity, it's what's needed in this day and age. We need men to be what? In charge of their emotions. If you can't control your emotions, don't think you will be able to handle a woman. Let me say that again. If you can't handle your emotions, don't tell me you're ready to handle a woman. Maybe I lost some of y'all on that one. Let me adjust my turban right there. If you can't handle your emotions, don't tell me you're ready to handle a woman. A woman will be emotional. How to keep your emotions in check, right? How to keep your emotions. If you can't keep your emotions in check, don't tell me you can handle a woman. That's why these guys get on social media, get on YouTube. She didn't call me back. She didn't text me. She did. I don't know what's going on, LDA. Why she didn't call me? Why she didn't text me? What's wrong? You and your emotions. I texted her yesterday. I bought dinner for her. I did 1, 2, 3, 4 steps and it didn't work. You and your emotions. And I did this and I did that and she's not willing to listen to me. You're in your emotions. The secret to it all is your ability to not become emotional, which is different from being in touch with your emotions. I really don't. I'm seeing it too much recently on news, on work, and different places. Men who are just emotional, and what happens is, I'm gonna tell you. Can I? Let me know in the chat room. Women to say what women really think when they see you being emotional like that. Let me know in the chat room. Would y'all want to know what women really think when they see you as being emotional? Let me know in the chat room. Let me know in the chat room. Let me know in the chat room. Y'all want to know what women really be thinking when you be crying and doing all this boo-hooing and why you do that? You hung up on me. I'm gonna hang up on you. What women would be? Let me know. Thank you for putting the one in the chat room. Let me know what I'm gonna tell you. And you know I don't normally cuss, but I'm about to say this cuss word. Let me know in the chat room. You let me know y'all want me to tell you what women be thinking when y'all be on this emotional trip. Let me know in the chat room. I got a few minutes and my battery's about to go there and I didn't bring my other charger. What women be thinking when you be getting all these emotional? Let me tell you what women be thinking. You ain't nothing but a you ain't nothing but a that's what she thinking. Oh, oh girl, I just did this and he hung up on me and got in his feelings. He ain't nothing but a he ain't nothing but a and oh, she dries up like the Sahara Desert because you are because you're in your emotions. Does that mean that you don't show love and affection? No, that means you're not going to be reacting every time you get angry. Every time something don't go your way, you having a temper tantrum. I told you, girl, you better get this right, and I ain't telling you, you better do this right, and you don't do this right, I don't know what you do. But you acting like a bitch. You smacking her around. You acting like a bitch. Yep, you. I'm talking to you. I'm speaking to you. Yeah, I'm out here in the woods, in the wilderness, whatever the case may be. But I want you to get this. When you start acting like that, she automatically loses respect for you. Everything dries up. Sahara Desert, the waterfall just because she's dealing with another emotional creature and still dealing with a man that she can depend on, that she can find stability in. These emotional men, please, they're on social media. They're on social media, on YouTube, they're on Instagram, they're on Facebook. You know by their emotional responses. I won't tolerate disrespect on the other end of that line, so I bang on her. Damn her respect. Okay, I'm not gonna condone that, but I see what you're saying. Yeah, now she's being disrespectful. You gotta know how to correct that. I was talking to somebody this week and they were saying, I can tell that you stern, you don't tolerate some stuff. Oh, that's right, baby. I ain't gonna, no. You ain't gonna talk to me just any kind of way. See, this the thing. If she being disrespectful, you gotta check that. But that doesn't mean you gotta put your hands on her and that you gotta, King Kong gonna get nothing on me. No, you ain't gotta do all that. What you gotta do is like, hey, I ain't tolerating that. That was your first and your last time saying that to me. Today is my birthday. Salute to you. Salute to you. Happy birthday to you. But this is the first and the last time that you even talk like that. I'm going to say this again for you, some of you emotional men. Women know who they can respect and who they cannot, who they can disrespect. So don't get it fooled. And many times, if they're trying you, they're trying to see if you are who you say you are. Are you really about that life? 60-year-olds today, thank you. Salute to you. 60-year-olds, salute to you. That's a milestone. Everybody don't make it to 60. Salute to you. May you have 10 and 20 more. But let me get this. You cannot be in. You can't, even when she disrespectful, you can't get out you can't get out of pocket. You check it immediately. Let me say that again. You check it immediately. Sometimes I don't even check it immediately. I come back and I say, hey, you know what you just did? When you said A, B, C, or D, don't do that again. Because when you do that, this is what's going to happen. Women have no problem with correction if you know how to correct her correctly. Let me say that again. Women have no problem with correction if you know how to correct them correctly. Most of y'all correct them like you some kind of gorilla. There's a way to say, hey, I ain't going for that. But let me get to the point I want to make sure I stick to. Stop being these emotional men who are drawn by their feelings, who are reactionary and not responding. You need to examine today, for the past week or this past month, how many days we've been in this month. Am I being in my emotions today? Or have I been emotional when it comes to situation, problems, my anger, because I ain't getting sex, because I am getting sex? When am I being emotional? Am I emotionally driven, or am I logic driven? Am I driven by what I think? This is why this is called the thinking class. I didn't call it the emotional class. It's for men, and women are here too, for men to think. And if you do not want to think, this is not the place for you. If you want to go back and forth, this ain't the place for you. This is for men and women to think, to put things together and say, that makes sense. This is not to negate our emotions, but to put our emotions in check. Oh, that's good. Checks who's driving logic or emotion. Thank you so much. Who's driving it? Your emotions, or is there logic? Like it's about to rain again. You got to check that. Who's driving your car? Your emotions or your logic? Salute. What's going on, John the W? Check it in. Appreciate that. Who's driving you? Your emotions or your logic? A lot of times what's driving a lot of men, and I'm going to say it again, because they didn't learn from their mama, their emotions are driving the car. And if your emotions are driving the car, guess what's going to happen? You bound to crash sooner or later. You bound to get a ticket. You bound because you so caught up in your emotions. Once again, I hear you, brothers. Help me, ODA. How do I process my emotions? My good brother put something in. My brother just put something in here. It was very good. What I do is I meditate. I take time to meditate. What do I meditate for? I ground myself, center myself, so that my emotions don't go haywire. So meditation is one thing I do. I make sure I got self-care. Sometimes you get emotional because you're neglecting yourself. Many times why people are, I'm gonna say particularly men, are emotional because they're neglecting their own self-care. You're neglecting you're neglecting yourself. And so now because you're neglecting yourself, what happens is you become an emotional vampire. Uh-oh. Let me say that again. Some of these men are emotional vampires because you neglect your own self and now you're emotional. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I know y'all see the numbers went down. I understand. Some of you men are emotional vampires. Stop, breathe, move. Stop, breathe, move like chess. Correct. Some of you men are, some of you men are emotionally drained. You're emotionally bankrupt, and that's why you're emotional. Let me say that again. Some of you men are emotionally bankrupt. You had nothing in the tank. You running on air. And so that's the reason why you're emotional, because you have not taken care of your emotions. And what you think you need to do is get a woman to take care of your emotions when you have not taken the time to pour inside of you. You have not taken the time to pour inside of you. Woo. Physical exercise and activities can ground you even when you have a difficult day. Very true. What do my sons do? They go to the gym and boop, boop, boop. I'm here walking out here in nature. That gets me to ground myself. But the reason why so many men are emotional because they don't know what to do with their emotions. They don't know where to take them to. They don't know how to handle them. And what you said, Jonathan W., is very good, because one of the ways you can deal with your emotions is by doing physical activities. By doing physical activities, getting out there, working, doing things. Sitting around on your butt ain't gonna cut it. Sitting it all around jacking off ain't gonna cut it. Uh-oh, did I say that? Oh, I mean to say that. Go take a long walk in nature to sort the things, your problems, instead of sitting in the house. Right. That's so true. That's the reason why. If you ever look the old days, what the men used to do, some men would do, they'd go to the sauna to detox, of course, to detox their body, but it gets them to think. Or they go swimming. They do something to get them back to thinking so that their emotions don't run them. Another thing to help you sort out your emotions, process your emotions, you need to have somebody you talk to. Some of y'all, I don't care about all this. I'm a Lone Ranger and I'm a Sigma and I'm a this and that. I do all things myself. I don't need nobody. Negro, please. Please. You need to go somewhere where you can talk to some brothers to get you back into your logic. Please. Let me help y'all. You need to find some group of men or somewhere where you can go and sit down, barbershop, whatever, you can process your feelings. And they can say, bro, no. You and your feelings, bro. No, I don't think you should do that. No, you acting like a girl right now. You have no kind of set parameters, and you can't get this just online. You need to go and find you a group of men or a group of people that can say, hey, bro. You been a little emotional right now. I know you want to cry. I know you and your feelings, but you need to get yourself together. Pull yourself together, bro. This ain't what we about. You need that voice of reason. You need that accountability. You need somebody to say, hey, wake up, bro. You're doing a little bit too much. I'm giving you solutions on how to process your emotions so you don't become an emotional man. And then when these men give you this information, take heed to it. Not just any brotherhood either. Right, thank you. Because some men are just as bad as women. They'll broadcast all your feelings, all your things you said. You know, John is doing this. He ain't as emotional. You need somebody to really check you. Let me say that again. We are so used to men, we told to do things by ourselves that we got to be this, Superman, and it's not even the case. You need it, like you said, it can't be just any brotherhood. It got to be the right brotherhood that you can just tell, hey man, this is what's going on. Martial arts is a good way. Having bros that will keep you real with you is solid. Listen to Reverend Ike is very helpful. Yep. Listen to Reverend Ike. Yep. But you need someone who's going to help you process your emotions. Yeah. I'm telling you, what happens is you guys are missing it. Martial arts for sure. Yeah. Martial arts is one of the main things that you can do. I took martial arts when I was younger, because not all bros are creative. Even the ones in your circle has a place. Yeah, you can't tell every bro everything. What happened is they can be just as emotional as women. Let me lie. I got somebody coming up, so I don't want to see what I'm doing. They can be just as emotional as women. Salute, what's going on, Rebirth? What's going on? Good. Yeah, some of these men can be just as emotional as women. So you got to find the right set of men who are going to help you. And sometimes you might have to change your set of men that you hang with because they're not there. They're only there to keep you down. They don't know how to teach you how to process your emotions. My disciples was the highest when I was in the dojo. My discipline was the highest when I was in my dojo. Right. Why? You was able, in order to do martial arts, you have to hone your emotions. Men need places, they need to know how to process their emotions. There is no outlet for men on how to process their emotions. Sometimes I go to the cigar bar. Sometimes I go and hang out with the bros. There's a lot of solid dudes doing football numbers in the pens right now because because they lost control of their emotion. Ooh, that's good, RJ. That's good right there. There's a lot of solid dudes doing football numbers in the pen right now because of because they lost control of their emotions. They lost control of their emotions, and they think that. See, what happens is, let me say this: your emotions, if you're not careful, will cloud your judgment. If you're not careful, your emotions will cloud your judgment. What you're seeing out on these streets, when you're seeing on social media, is a lot of men who are emotional and they're clouding their judgment. They're clouding their judgment. Even some of y'all, you think about it, it's clouding your judgment when you're dealing with women. It's clouding your judgment. I know I remember, I'm gonna tell you a story. I got a lot of stories. When I was young, way younger, this back in the early 80s, my brother, I had a younger brother, and we had a neighborhood fight. This is a good one, Elder Day. How to process emotions, right? This is a good one. My brother and the neighborhood guys had got into a fight with some other neighborhood guys. So they up there banging it out. Boom, 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 boom. So I go in the house. Because I'm looking like, my brother getting banged up on, and the brothers in the neighborhood that I got to see every day, they getting banged up on. They pop, 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 pop. Everybody, they boom, 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 boom. And I see my brother down. My brother was shorter than me. He did his thing. I go in the house, and I go get a knife. I get completely silent. Everything, my face is completely straight. And I go in the house and I'm watching my brother, boom, 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 the other guys, boom, 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 boom. They're going with him. And I go in the house and I get a knife. I reach into the drawer where we have knives and forks and spoons. And then where we have the knives are steak knives and things like that. And I grab a knife. I reach at it. My face is straight. I have no emotions on there. But my judgment is clouded. I raise up like this. And I'm heading out the door. Because somebody about to get stabbed for jumping on my brother. As I'm going out the door, my father grabs my hand and said, son, don't do it. It ain't worth it. I mean, he grabs my hand tight. Now, my dad has some strength, but he grabs my hand. Yeah, it's about to be, he grabs my hand. Somebody about to catch something today. And I was about to be Jason up on these dudes. I was about to be Jason. So he grabs my hand and he says, son, it ain't worth it. And I was thinking like, oh, but I was like, Mike is out there. They're getting banged up on. He catching some L's and this and that. Everybody. He said, son, it ain't worth it. And he takes the knife out of my hand. And by that time, tears coming down my eyes. I'm upset because I couldn't go out there to help my brother, but I was going to chop some people up. So the fight began to dissolve. The guys left the neighborhood. My brother came in. He wasn't banged up too much. And I kid you not, I had tears coming down my eyes because I wanted to help my brother. But at the same token, my judgment was clouded because I was emotional in that time, and I was about to stab some people up. I was about to stab some people up. I was about to That's exactly what I was going to do. Yeah, I was saved from juvie. If he hadn't been there, what would have happened? Yeah, my father, yeah. And I'm about to stab some people up. And everybody said, why you didn't come out to help? I said, dude, you know, Dad came and grabbed my hand. Because I had a knife because I was about to go in on somebody. I was about to, man, the Lord is my witness. This ain't no fairy tale. This ain't something I've seen on TV. This is my real life. I can tell you the players who were involved in it. And he grabbed my hand. And if he didn't grab my hand, no, I wouldn't be here, probably sitting here telling you this story. I probably could have lived a completely different life. I could have been in jail. I could have now went alive a crime. I could have killed somebody. I could have killed somebody. Yeah, my father saved my life that day because I was about to, my emotions clouded my judgment. So y'all think I'm just up here talking? I'm telling you some real stuff, real life situations. But my emotions clouded my judgment because I was about to go Jason on them. This is real talk. I was about to be Jason on them. I was about to be I can reminisce about it now, but it was a serious situation because I definitely would have went to juvenile, and I could have been on TV. You know, everything could have happened. But this goes to show you that the power of having a solid man to keep you in check when your emotions boil over. Thank you so much right there. And that's what I want you to get. See, I'm not telling you something that I don't have to deal with. There's been times I've been emotional. There's been times where I flipped out. There's times I wanted to cuss. What's going on, Alfie? But I had that knife in my hand. Bruh, I was about to be Jason on some people. Some people was going to get cut up that day. But my dad grabbed my hand. He grabbed my hand. And if my dad did not grab my hand, you probably be no LDA. And probably be locked up in the prison. Why? Because, yeah, snapped over my brother. You snapped over your brother too. Yeah, it's my little brother too. You know what I mean? My brother was tough. Don't get me wrong. He was tough as nails. Oh, shoot. My brother was tough as nails. My brother was tough as nails, but at the same token, it's my little brother. But thank God for my father who seen the bigger picture and say, son, it ain't worth it. Some of y'all need maybe not your father's not there, whatever the case may be, but you need somebody to grab your hand so you don't make a bad decision that can affect the rest of your life. Like you say, somebody's doing football numbers in jail because there was no man to grab them and say, you being emotional. Your emotions are blinding you right now. Same thing with women. Some of y'all don't realize that you're emotionally blind over some woman. And it's clouding your judgment. Clouding your judgment. I got dudes that'll serve time, I know. Over what? Some that I was emotional. Because they didn't think it out. Say, grab my hand, LDA, grab my hand. You needed somebody to grab your hand. This real talk, man. This ain't no fairy tale thing. This stuff that happened to me in real life. Now, there's been other situations. I remember some dude was trying to jump my older brother, and I ran across the street with the cast on my right hand from an injury, and was ready to slam the sucker over the head. Yeah, I almost got hit by a car too. That's why you cannot be driven by your emotions. You can't be these emotional driven men. What time is it? I got a little bit more time and my battery's going low too. You can't be these emotionally driven men. You got to be a man who's able to think. One thing that I thank God for, not that my emotions are not there, but I'm able to be stand in my masculinity and to not allow my emotions to get the best of me. Have there been other times when I allowed the emotions to get? Oh yeah, I didn't. Some people done got a couple backhands. Let me say that again. A couple people got a couple backhands. Some people done got cussed out. Some people done got told where to go and how to get there, and you bet not come back. So I ain't perfect. But what I am saying is, I'm not allowing it to run my life. Let me give you this one thing, and I'm gonna get ready to go on this one. The other thing is too, I shared this with somebody the other day. Sometimes Eddie, this needs to be a serious family. This knowledge and wisdom is very needed. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. Sometimes, if y'all ready, I'm gonna throw this. I don't know if I can share this. This need to be a series. Stop being an emotional man. How to process your emotions. There's been times when I got emotional and lost money. I became the emotional man and I've lost money. There's been times when I got emotional and I done lost women. See, the true essence of a man is his ability to admit his faults and not repeat them. But it's time that I got emotional. But let me tell you this one caveat to all this. I shouldn't be sharing this because this is dangerous what I'm about to say right now. This is dangerous what I'm about to share right now. This is dangerous. Let me put a 1 in the chat room. Y'all want to know what I'm about to share right now. Put a 1 in the chat room. My pop passed away recently, so I definitely needed to hear this. I've been really ready to snap over on everybody. Yeah, good. That's good. I'm glad you got this. Put in 1 in the chat room. You want to hear what I'm about to say now. Now this some Machiavelli kind of stuff. I don't know if I can but I need to see a couple more ones. We got 8 people in here. Come on, you want this one I'm about to share now. Before my battery go low and I got a couple of minutes. I need to see it. Come on, y'all, give me some more ones in the chat room. So I'm saying that you need to be not be an emotional man. I'm saying that you need to not be an emotional man. But this right here is a tactic. You got to be careful when to use it and when not to use it. So this is the tactic. You pay attention to this game, I say. You got to know at the right time when to show your emotions, even though you're not being emotional. I know. Let me explain this. This is very tactful. Sometimes you have to pretend that it's bothering you, and it's not bothering you at all. Sometimes, how you doing? You got to show that something is getting at you and it is not at all. I know you want an example of what I mean. You have to send out a red herring over there and say, oh, and they think that is bothering you and it doesn't bother you at all. Just check. This ain't checkers. This ain't checker boys. This is chess. So you send out a red herring. Oh, oh yes, poker face. Oh, this is bothering me. Ah, this you pretend you almost tend like this is getting at you, and at the same time it is not bothering you at all. So what you do is you send them on a trail that it think is bothering you, and you over here sitting in peace, and you sitting in like unbothered at all. Catch what I'm saying? I'm trying to say it in such a way that you understand what I'm getting. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. So you throw out something like it's bothering you. Oh yeah, that bothered me. I don't like chicken. And all the time all the time, you don't even care if the chicken is done, fried, baked, boiled, or anything. But you gave an emotional response to what? Send them on their way. One of the last videos where you said, let them swim in their greatness. Yeah, let them swim in their greatness. I've been replying to negativity with positive response, like great, right. So sometimes you got to do the reverse. You have to make them think that something is bothering you, and at the same time, it is not bothering you at all. Ignore the things that bother you as they don't exist. Correct. But I'm telling you, I'm giving you this game. Please catch what I'm picking up, what I'm putting down. Sometimes you got to send a red herring out there that something is bothering you, and it doesn't bother you at all. This is a very, y'all talk about game. This is very tactful. Oh, you make them think that something is bothering you, only to what? To distract them over there while you over here doing your 1-2. Oh, baby, I do it all the time. When a man can master his emotions, then he's able to lead and cycle his women through their emotions. Very good point. I shouldn't be sharing this stuff, man. I shouldn't be sharing this stuff. Let me turn the camera this way. Oh, it's dark that way, so I got the right lighting. The sun is this way. Woo! Let me say that again. When you know how to, okay, somebody. Why did you time him out? Why is Alpha Kingdom timing him out? What's going on? Message deleted by Alpha Kingdom International. What's going on? What's going on, Alfie? Poker face? I don't know. Is that Alpha Kingdom deleted? What's going on? Hey, Alfie, I don't know what's happening. This was a mistake. Accident was given out. Oh, okay. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. Accident was given. So sometimes you got to send people on a dog hunt that you're not even on. I do this to my nephew just to. I do this with my nephew. Just put a battery in his back to get him going in the right path. Even though it was a big deal, I can focus on my work for an additional 30 minutes. Yep. That's a good one. Let me say it again. Sometimes you got to put a battery in people's. Only Alfie will understand this. Sometimes you got to put a battery in people's back and let them go. While you're unbothered anyway. I'm just telling you how to. See, we're talking about mastering emotions or not being an emotional man, but sometimes you got to put a battery in people's back. Sometimes you got to put a battery in people's back. Oh, oh, absolutely. Where's the mask? Yeah, sometimes you got to put a battery in people's back. They can't see where's behind it. Sometimes you have to put a battery in somebody's they think you upset about this. You're unbothered about what they think you upset. And all the time you're moving forward in a whole nother direction. I'm telling you, this is about mastering the emotions. It's all a facade, baby, telling you. But dude, Apple Wiz, hey, that was a mistake. So please time out by Alpha International 30. I don't know what a 300 seconds is. It's all a facade. This mastery level right here. Mastery level. Mastery level. It was a mistake, so it wasn't obvious. So you got to know how to, so we're talking about mastering emotions, about men being emotional in this day and age. Sometimes you got to learn how to put batteries in people's back. You know how to energize a bunny, be going, sometimes you got to know how to put a battery in people's back. Women back, children's back, kids back, cat, dog back, send them all the way. It's like giving a dog a bone and you throw it. And the dog go chase the bone. Why do you do that? Because if you are a master of your emotions, you learn, as the brother said, you learn how to master not only your emotions, but you learn to master the emotions of the people around you. You can't master someone else's emotions if your emotions are out of check. And you definitely cannot master a woman's emotions if you are being emotional. You cannot master, how many minutes I got? I know my battery. I got 4 minutes. You cannot master a woman's emotions if you are being emotional. And sometimes you might have to put a little battery in her back. You know what I mean? Ding! Just to send her on her way. But I shouldn't be telling you that. Tell them you need something from them from the store so you can just have a free moment, right? I'm telling you. But to what I'm getting at today, I want to make sure you get what I've been teaching today. I want you to get this. We need to get a grip of these men that listen, it's not my job to fix any men that are being emotional. But what I am saying is that men need to know how to process their emotions. Let me say that again. Men need to know how to process their emotions. If you do not know how to process your emotions, we didn't give some clear-cut ways on how you can process your emotions being a man. Let me say that again. I'm going to make sure that you understand the gist of what we're talking about today. My battery's about to go. Today's live is knowing how to process your emotions. I don't need any man on here being emotional. What I mean by being emotional, he allowing his emotions to dictate how he moves. So I want to make sure you get the gist of what I'm talking about, because we can go on many rabbit holes and many trails. But today I want to make sure you understand that you keep your emotions in check. If you do not know how to do that, this is a good opportunity to reach out to me and get that one-on-one coaching, because there's going to be coaching. I'm not going to master your emotions. Get that one-on-one coaching and we can talk about it so that you can have some tactical ways, successful ways on how to master your emotions. Allowing your negative emotions to dictate how you move, right? So you may need the extra. This was the exact stream I needed. That's good to hear. You may need some tactical ways for that coaching on how do I deal with this. I have people come to me that are well off on how to deal with things, and people who are not well off, whatever the case may be. You need someone that's going to give you that. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're back. I don't know, that was Alfie's mistake, so there was no loss lost. So don't charge to the game, not to the internet, to his pocket. So you definitely need that one-on-one ALDA. I need some tactical. See the word I'm using? tactical ways to process my emotions so I don't become an emotional man, but that I be a man that knows how to move in this world as stealth, as a chess move, and as a thinker. Just had a panic attack recently and went to the hospital and got diagnosed with anxiety. Yeah, you gotta learn how to process your emotions. You got a lot going on. Once again, let me put this out there. I am no counselor. I am not certified as that. All I'm going to do is coach. A coach coaches. Let me explain what a coach do. Let me explain what a coach do. All a coach does, he coaches you on what plays you need to play. He does not get out there and play with you. That's all the coach does. I'm only here to coach. I am no therapist, and I am not certified to be a therapist, none of that. Ask yourself, does this how I feel in this moment matter 5 years from now? Good question. So if you need that one-on-one, say, hey, LDA, I need that coaching on tactical ways on how to process my emotions or how to process so that I'm not an emotional man, you need to reach out to me. You need to reach out to me. But this is Lawrence D. Adams. I have reached my hour mark. And I want to thank you for joining me. Thank you for this great live. Thank you. I'm glad you heard my story about the knife because I'm about to chop some people. I'm about to chop some. It's about to be Jason up and where I was living at. It's about to be Jason. You see how I'm out in the woods? It's about to be Jason on somebody. I was about to be Jason up on some people. I was about to be I was come out of nowhere. I was about to be Jason up in these mugs. But man, yeah, chop, salute. Peace to the family, as I always say, salute and beer, salute to the family. This is the thinking class. Thank you for joining me today. Share, like. I'm gonna put a cover on this. I don't want nobody to be Jason up and nobody. Friday the 13th, I was about to be Michael Myers, about to come out of nowhere. There's a Peace to you. Thank you for joining me. Join me Friday. I'll be going live again. I want to say that mix is really good. Good to see you outside. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. I decided to do more outside and versus in the mic. The mic sounds good. My mic sounds nice. 1, 2. My mic sounds nice. 3, 4. Yeah, I had to get out the studio. This is good coming out here in the woods. You actually see me in real life. So I appreciate that. I had to get out the studio. Most guys get stuck in the studio. It's cool and everything, but you see me in real life. Let me show you where I'm really at. See my backdrop? Let me help you guys out. And I'm about to go. Ooh, 1 second. See my backdrop? That's where I'm at. This is how you do it. So with that being said, this is Lawrence D. Adams. Oh, I like that. This style of videos are more grounding. Thank you so much. Peace to the family. This is This is Lawrence D. Adams. Join me Friday. We'll be going live again. Peace and beer grease. I'm out. Don't forget, sign up for you want that 101 tactical ways on how to process your emotions. Reach out to the LDA. We'll talk about it. Let's get it going. I'm out. Let me find this, stop this thing.